Nietzsche asks the bourgeois, in the democratized world, regardless of religious spirituality, the importance of classes also decreases, and the human masses are increasingly placed under two distinct groups, owners and non-owners, or in other words, the bourgeois class and socialists. Nietzsche's attention is basically on the commonality of these two classes. From Nietzsche's point of view, these two groups, no matter how powerful they are temporarily, regardless of religion and without a new foundation for creative existence, both are drawn to an illusionary existence for which there is no future. Therefore, from Nietzsche's point of view, the bourgeoisie is incapable of justifying its own righteousness. Only the one who has a soul has the right to own. Otherwise, possession is a danger to all. They seek more and more. It is as if this existence is entertainment for them in times when they struggle with boredom. By dressing up their faces with the image of culture and art, they arouse the envy of the poor and the uneducated, because their crude hand in claiming to enjoy culture ends up, as it turns out that all this pretense it is rooted in the money issue. The only way to deal with socialism is to live with frugality and moderation and support the government by taxing everything unnecessary. Nietzsche asks the bourgeois class, are you willing not to accept these measures? In that case, you bourgeois who call yourselves libertarians, must admit that in your own hearts lies the same terrible and threatening feeling that you attribute to the socialists, and you will see that this feeling inside you is inevitable, if your wealth was taken away from you. Your feelings would also make you a socialist. Nietzsche's objection to socialists is that they also have the same attitude, but in different circumstances. They also only think about mere existence, not human beings. They also intend to provide the tools of fornication of normal types. Nietzsche tries to express this view of socialism in a principle. It is the principle that socialism wants to ignore the real inequality of men, because finally in practice the masses of average people have to decide if the end of socialism is taken into consideration, socialism will mean the autocratic rule of the dumbest and the stupidest. According to Nietzsche, the current description of this government is herd animal morality, and equal rights for all, equal claims for all, a flock without a shepherd, and sheep like sheep. Regarding the origin of socialism, Nietzsche calls the ideal of socialists a foolish misunderstanding of the ideal of Christian morality. As far as socialism presents itself as an answer to the workers' problem, Nietzsche also objects to the principle of the problem, because in his opinion, the problem's formulation is based on a wrong foundation from the beginning. In this case, Nietzsche categorically declares that, I absolutely do not understand what the socialists want to do with the European worker now that they have made him a problem. He can only raise the issue in this way: how can a person achieve satisfaction and empathy with his special and necessary task? When the sanctity of religion is obsolete, on what basis can the order of inequality humans be justified? The fundamental and defining characteristic of the democratic age is revealed in Nietzsche's considerations when he wants to know how this age makes man. What he sees is the masses, exerting their pressure, enough of the superfluous, and coming to a level that makes everyone equal. While he despises the masses, he raises the demand that, create the concept of the nation for yourself, you can never make it as noble and noble as it should be. Now, it is not so difficult to justify that when Nietzsche often uses the word nation, he means masses. The masses destroy those who achieve individuality within the nation, and at the same time, with their presence, they contribute to the task of giving meaning to the nation. They are all the same. Therefore, the grain of humanity emerges out of necessity. They are all completely uniform, so humble, so round, so tame and calm, and so boring. The democratic era touches the chest of every higher type of human being. The people of this age no longer look at the rank of human. This era is the era of small tribes who no longer believe in saints and great men of virtue. This era is the era of average citizens who no longer believe in the higher nature of the ruling class, and finally it is the era of scholarly artisans who no longer believe in philosophers. According to Nietzsche, masses are worthy of attention, only in terms of three branches. Like the confusing role of the great men, like the road of the great men, and like the tool of the great men. If they are other than these, they should be handed over to the science of statistics and demons. In a place where the masses are everywhere with the educated and the uneducated, regardless of the camp in which people find themselves, no one can help themselves. And more importantly, people there are only looking for peace, comfort and pleasure. The end that Nietzsche predicts for this democratic world is that this world, rushes towards a kind of spiritual slavery, the like of which no one has ever seen before.